Hello everyone, welcome to Basically Netta. I'm Netta, and this is the review of 3 books that I finished in September. So the first book that I finished in September was Moon of the Crusted Snow by Waubgeshig. This is a dystopian horror / thriller novel written by an Indigenous Canadian writer, and it's about an Indigenous community. It's following a small northern Anishinaabe community that is like basically loses electricity and all their amenities and those things that everybody needs in the middle of winter, in the middle of snowstorms. And it is about how the community deals with it and how they find out that is it just them? Is it the whole country? What it is that is happening, and how they deal with this kind of apocalyptic snow kind of thing. And yeah, it is very interesting. It's a very well written story. We follow the characters as the events evolve and they find out that what is actually happening in their community and perhaps the whole country. And yeah, it's not a very fast-paced story. It is a very character-driven story, and the plot unravels as people find out things that are happening, and we learn more about their community and how they deal with it. And yeah, it was an interesting read. It is not my usual read. I just wanted to pick up something by a Canadian writer, especially an Indigenous Canadian writer. So, and I've been wanting to read something from this author, and it was interesting. I just don't usually read this kind of thing, so it was a 3 for me. And the 3 doesn't mean that it's a bad book. It's just didn't hit the higher expectations that I normally have for my books. So then I finished reading Noir fictions by Canisia Lunrin. This is also another Canadian writer. This story it's basically a collection of stories kind of thing. It is based on the Black Caribbeans during the rulings of King Louis XIV in 1685. It is very character driven, as it's supposed to be. It is based on those people, and just warnings are set to this book. If you're gonna go into it, know that it's very graphic and there's a lot of things that happen that might trigger people's things. Like there's a lot of trigger warnings for this. It is very well written. It is considered as a literary fiction, and I was hoping for more historical fiction, as on Goodreads it says historical fiction. But as I read a little bit more, it's more of literature and poetry, and yeah, it's more about the people than the history. So it wasn't what I thought it was. It is very well written. Wasn't something that I didn't enjoy in the writing part, and it's not my usual thing. I'm glad that I read it. I got to read something that is not my usual read, and yeah, I gave it a 3. It's it wasn't high above everything that I normally read, so it was just mid for me. And the next one that I finished is Emily Wilde's Encyclopaedia of Faeries by Heather Fawcett. This one I've been reading since June, and I finished it in September. The reason for that is I've been reading it before bed, and it's been enjoyable. It is considered to be a fantasy romance, like historical romance, but it's the romance part is not as huge as I thought it would be. It's more of this scholarly person who, well, a scholarly lady, I guess, Emily Wilde, who goes to learn more about fairies in this remote small village in where there's very cold weather, and it's kind of like, I don't know how to say it, it's more of like where like the Russian and those kind of areas would be in Europe, and it has very much of that kind of vibe. Also, it is very fairy tale-esque, yet you are getting these uh, notes slash letters of like diaries of what she has gone through each day and how her situation has gone through with the interaction with the people in town and the different fae that she sees. And then there's the interaction with her coworker who comes to help her with her encyclopedia, even though she doesn't need any help, as she thinks. And yeah, the story goes from there. There's also footnotes that helps explain certain things that she talks about, and it's kind of like a historical, like basically an encyclopedia that you would actually open up and read kind of thing at that point. It's explaining a certain species of fairies or something that she had come across from other literary things that was based on those fairies or stories that she knew about them. And it's all very trying to be scholarly, but yet it's more fun to read and more of a story-esque thing. And yeah, it gives you this fairy tale vibes, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it when I was reading it, and it just didn't make me want to pick it up all the time. I was reading it every other night or something like that. I didn't have the urge to pick it up all the time. But when I did read it, I enjoyed it. So for that reason, I gave it a 4. And yeah, it was fun. It wasn't like, oh wow, this is ridiculously great and that kind of thing, because that's when I would give that a 5. But it was interesting, it was fun, and I enjoyed it in 2.5 months. But yeah, so those were the 3 books that I read in the first few weeks that has gone by. And let me know down below if you read any of these, and what did you think of it if you read any of them. And if you don't have anything to say to me, but you want to let me know that you're here, maybe put down a fairy emoji in the comments. So yeah, that was all I had for you today. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.